Earl, you feel like whatever you feel like you want to talk about, man. You can talk about your whole entire transition into what led you to Heartletics, where we are
Yeah,
now. You said you're down 97 pounds, 3 pounds away from
yeah,
100. Incredible.
yeah.
And
I
like
got this. I can't get this. This guy is like weird, man. I'm trying to get down, trying to get this guy done, but
you need to
we'll
lose
get there.
100, you need to lose 105 pounds to get that
Yeah,
first.
I know. Yeah. So, hey, look, guys. I started with Heartletics. Gosh, April. I don't know. I think it was May because I had to push back to 2022. Why I joined is I lost my marriage for 30 years. She went to be with the Lord. The COVID took her in like 3 weeks, so thank God it wasn't a long journey at all. But I had three kids. One who was born with cerebral palsy, and he's deaf, and two other kids that were younger, still in high school. And I knew, I couldn't do this as an overweight man. And I just couldn't do it. And I found Joe. I don't want to do any kind of fad stuff. I done keto. I done all this stuff. And I was a very active kid. Um, I was a competitive swimmer for 19 years, so I knew what it was like to be a healthy kid, and to do it when I was, in my teens, right? I didn't know how to do it. I was 49 years old, and I didn't know what that looked like. Life got the best of me, and anyway, I searched and searched and searched, and I found Joe, and his claim to fame. He was taking these truck drivers, man. They were just dropping 100 pounds. I'm like, man, this guy sounds like for real, but I wasn't sure. So I made a phone call, and dadgummit, I found his website, and he called me back, and um, it changed my life, guys. Let me tell you, I had to go on a mental. I had to find out who Earl was without Angie, and I'm still trying to figure that out, but I've come a long way. Um, but then I had to find out, I had to get healthy, and so anyway, I joined this program, and I had a lot of pitfalls. I'm not gonna lie, grief, it struck me, and you never know what's gonna happen. A smell, a sound, music, certain situation, holidays. I get stuck. I mean, I would, but I stopped, but I picked it back up, when I could. So, there's times where I would stop for a month, and then, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay there. I had to get myself back up off the ground and keep going. I couldn't cheat on myself, and if I went the bitter route, right, which most people do, then it's going to allow my kids to go the bitter route. I couldn't do that to them. So, because what they see, right, what I do is going to give them the power to do. And my wife and I got saved over 25 years ago, September 9th, 1999, the day we dedicate our lives to Christ. And we haven't stopped serving him since. Now, of course, I was mad at God because I didn't know, you know, he took my wife, and I questioned why did he not heal her. And then I didn't stop going to church though, but I was upset. And then one day I was in worship, and he goes, "Earl, I did save her. I just didn't save her how you wanted to save her."
Mm.
And it broke me. It did. It broke me, and I just got on my knees and thank God. And I said, "Okay, it's time to get to work." She's in a better place, and I had to be a little bit selfish on me so I can be there for my kids. So I went to work, and man, I'm still grinding out every day. And again, like Coach Joe says, all I'm say, it's not a linear thing, man. Man, freaking roller coaster, dude. You think of the craziest roller coaster, the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows, dude. I've been there. And I lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gain weight, gain weight, gain weight, lost weight, lost weight, gain weight, lost weight. Like so, it's. And then when you see that scale and you're gaining weight, you get mad at yourself. Like, what am I doing wrong? And it's not like you're doing wrong. Your body's evolving, it's changing, it's growing muscle, it's losing fat. So, throughout all of this, you got to train this guy because this guy is very powerful. And if you have an ache or pain, listen to it, right? But don't let this guy get in your head. I've strained some stuff. I had tennis elbow now. I went too hard too fast, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this again. So I lowered it again and just started, upping it. I never did weights when I was a kid, and then I'm doing weights now. And then you just gotta listen to your body. But remember, this guy can take over really, really strong. That's why I say the turtle. Hey guys, it won the race. So it's just one step. Show up. It's like everybody says here. Show up 1%. They're asking 1%. And that could be one extra rep. That could be one extra pound, guys. But at the end of the day, don't cheat on yourself. And you're only look. I was when I started this journey. Well, actually, I lost like 21 pounds doing the calisthenics stuff, and then I'm like, okay, Coach Joe, get me in the gym. And
Yeah.
then I'm doing like 5 pound dumbbells, and there's this 50-year-old woman right next to me, and she's doing 55 dumbbell curls. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, what are you doing with your life, Earl? And then at the end, it struck me because Coach Joe says it, and a lot of other people say it. I don't know where she's been, right? I don't know where any of these guys. I don't know what their journey looks like. She's been doing this all her life, But you know what? I know where I've been, and I know where I'm going, and as long as I stick through it, guys, you can be a champion. And be your champion. You're the main character in your own race. No one else is.
Yeah.
You're the main character in your book and the journey. Write that book, but hey, if you fail, it's okay because guess what? Tomorrow's going to come and you get up, be grateful. Guys, I am so much more grateful now. Every day I wake up being grateful. I'm grateful for another day to get it right, not only with God, but with myself and with my kids. And you got to come in. Look, you got to keep God first. You keep him your center. And let me tell you something. He's going to show up. He may not be audible. He may not, because you know what? The storm is only him preparing me for that next journey in my life. And sometimes you just got to keep your face down, get your knees dirty, right? And keep getting up, right? It's not about that ninth time or 10th time you get knocked down because life, look, nothing comes easy. I've got a grandbaby, I have a teen mom in my house, it's crazy. But, and I just laugh it off because you, you, you can't take life too seriously because guess what? If you do that, then you're going to eat more, of course, man, guys, tell you something. This guy right here controls a lot, and you just got to smile through it. But listen to these people here. Let me tell you something. All the positivity that I put out there is, yeah, it's for you because look, if I can do it, losing my soulmate to 30 years, um, you don't have an excuse. I mean, that's the worst thing I can think, other than losing a child. Okay, and I have not lost a child. If you have, I'll be praying for you. You know, um, I haven't lost a child, but I lost my soulmate. One that I lived for, guys. The one that I got up and went to work and supported through thick and thin. I lost it. And, anxiety was crazy my first, anyway, at the end of the day, guys, don't cheat on yourself. Keep going. I am back this year, April, doctor took me off all my diabetic medication. I am done with all my diabetic medication. He says if I can get to 200, 2 pounds, he'll get me off all my blood pressure medication. So then I'll be medication free. What? I mean, I didn't think I would get off my diabetic medication. Now I wasn't on insulin, praise God, but still, I was taking 3 different types of medication. That was like cost me $90 a month. And now I get that back. So anyway, push through it, guys. Look, use the use use the link here. Talk to one another. Talk to me. Talk to man. This team keeps me going. It's family, and I'll be on here forever. So I think it's great. But listen to your coaches. They're amazing. But listen to your body. But listen to yourself. And they talk all about the mindset. Drink your water. Let me tell you something. I thought Coach Hill was crazy. He told me to drink a gallon of water. My first month, I was peeing every minute, every every 30 minutes. But then your body gets used to it. So, but drink your water, hydrate yourself, and get after it, guys. And hey, high protein's where it's at. And hey, watch your macros. I'm been cooking all my life, so I did that for a solid year, and I still watch my macros. I just, I've been doing this a long time. I don't record them, but anyway, thank you guys. I had an opportunity today. A lot of times Monday, I take every Monday off, but it's like, doctor's visits, kids, all these kind of stuff. But I just got done working out, and keep moving forward, guys. And look, if you stop, you stop, okay? But next day, get back up there, okay? If you need to lower your weight, lower your weight. That's okay. If you need to lower your reps, lower your reps. You're gonna get through it. But consistency breeds credibility. You gotta stick through it, okay? Um, yeah. And then if you ever need help, we're all here. Like I said, I've been doing this since oh gosh, May of. Can you believe it's been almost
I was gonna say,
two and a half,
man, it's
two and a
insane
half
how
years?
fast it's been too, Earl.
It's
Like,
like that. It's like it's
yeah,
gone. It's
yeah.
amazing. But look, I'm starting to show little abs, but it's okay. I mean, I'm not ripped like Joe, but it's okay. I'm not looking to get ripped. Now it's a byproduct, right? Right. But I'm healthy. I can tell you, I'm 52. I feel like I'm 20. I have so much energy. I get up at 4 in the morning, and look, I go all day. I used to have to take naps when I got off work. Man, I don't go to bed till like 10 o'clock at night, and when I go to bed, I sleep. I try to get my 7, 8 hours in on days off. I try to get 9. But other than that, guys, look, stick to this. But you got to remain positive through it. You got to find joy, right?
Yeah.
You can find one positive in your life every day, and then when you're finding one, you're gonna find two, and you'll find three, and you'll find four. And laugh at the negatives, because as someone who's been through it, I hold on to this. This too shall pass, and it will, and it does. Now, I don't have a love life, and the dating in this generation is absolutely insane. I gave it to God. I didn't give it to God. That was my one area. I gave God control all my life, but relationship. So I put myself through it. Earl Willard, put himself through it. So I stopped. And then, but you know what? One day God will bless me. And if not, guys, I had 30 years, 30 years, one woman had my back, regardless of me being a jerk or not. Right. And I know she should be so proud of me, looking at me and look at my body and how healthy I am. And I get up and keep going, guys. So at the end of the day, don't stop. Keep getting up and dust yourself off. And then listen to these people here. These people know what they're doing. Anyway, that's me. That's my testimony. Gotta get a
Earl,
witness.
Earl, all I gotta say is this, man. Your wife is biggest smile on her face in heaven right now, man, and all of
Yeah.
us are feeling that joy. Can we just give a big round of applause for Earl for sharing all that? Like I said, Earl's an OG, right? Earl has been with me for, man, it's literally 2.5, going on 3 years almost. It's insane how
It is.
blink of an eye. But as you guys heard from Earl, he literally everything he talked about was Heartletics in the past, what was that, 15 minutes you just spoke? Everything you said was
Yep.
all athletics. You talked about
Yep.
consistency. You talked about your weight going up and going down. But here we are today, down a total of 97 pounds, off, right, your diabetic medications, 2 pounds away from being off your high blood pressure medications. And you literally talked about everything. Hey, guys, the biggest battle is yourself, right? Like, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Like how you weren't comparing yourself to the lady in the gym with the other weights. You don't know her story behind the scenes, and all you
Yeah.
have to do is focus on being 1% better each and every day. And also, like, you talked a lot about the mindset, perseverance. Hey, at times when you're pushing through and you're sore or injuries, it's like, hey, lower the weight and, pivot, makes you roll with the punches type of deal. But regardless, just show up. And I love every time you talk about the turtle, right? You always talk about the turtle in the community group, and that's the truth, man.
Yeah.
Consistency is key, right? The turtle
Yeah.
always wins.
And one thing I will say is, I live sore. I mean, it's like whatever. Uh, it's funny. I started out on leg press when leg day. I was on the machine thing, and the machine goes up like 280, and started out doing 10 pounds. I struggled with that. Now I'm on the free weight leg press, and I'm topping out at 797. And unfortunately, Planet Fitness doesn't have the 2 bar one. Can you believe it? 797 pounds. I'm like, what is wrong? But I can't add any more weight to it. So I don't know. Well, I'll
You
figure that
can
one out. I just do more reps.
knock
But
it on the
let me tell you
back of the
something.
sled like I do.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. You can, guys. I'm telling you. It's funny. The machine press, I think I was doing 5 pounds, where you like you stand up and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, man, this is tough. And now I'm doing 797 pounds. It's crazy. It's mind boggling. But What he also talks about is the why.
Mm,
See, my
yeah.
why is really super strong, guys. Because I look at that cake and I'm like, is that worth my life? Is that worth my children not having a dad? And of course, the answer
Hold
is
on, pause. Can you just say that one more time? Because like you put such an emphasis on that. And honestly, like I want everybody to
yeah,
understand that, right? Like you said, hey, I look at that cake, and then you ask yourself, is it worth my life? Is it worth my
yeah,
children's life as well, man? Like
hmm
talk about that a little bit more in detail because I tell you guys all the time, right? You're gonna go through hell, you're gonna go through storms just like Earl, right? Losing his wife,
yeah.
injuries, the whole 9 yards, but like that deep rooted why, that's the glue. That's what makes you
It's your core. It's my
yeah.
core. I have two mission statements. The first one is always to matter. When I got saved, when my wife and I went through the purpose driven life, and several times, and to matter. So anybody comes in my presence, I want to matter. I want them to walk away going, "Wow, there's something different about that guy." Positive, right? And the second thing is not to cheat myself, and I hold on to my why. So my why is doing this is deep, right? Because now death is personal to me. Not that I didn't think I was going to die, but I was 49 years old. Death, you're 49, right? You don't think of death. But my wife didn't make it. And it's funny. She always complained about turning 50. She never wanted, well, I mean, she's 49 for the rest of her life. But, you got to hold on to that why. When you're mentally just exhausted and you're broken and life is just coming at you, you got to keep that why here first in front, right? It may not be you're going to be successful. It may be, hey, you need to go lay down, sleep it off. The next day, get back up and get back in the gym or and dust yourself off and keep going. Look, if you need to stop, stop. I'll be one to tell you. There were times where I was a month and I didn't do it, and I'm like, look, I can't do this to myself. I can't stay. My wife's never coming back. I can't ever get her. There's no form of the future or time machine. She's not coming back. So I accept that or I live in a dreamland, right? And I can't do that to my kids. So I get back up. Now I'm just guys. I'm doing it 5 days a week. I'm loving it, and it's hard. Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm still sweaty. It's tough, but how do you get a diamond? How do you get uh um wine? You gotta
Awesome.
squeeze, right? That grape. That diamond comes out of pressure in the earth, right? And so if you don't put yourself under a little bit of pressure, you're never gonna gain, right? You're never gonna gain muscle, right? Let me go backwards, and then you want to lose it, right? So it's going to be hard. If it's easy, everyone will walk around doing it. It's not easy, right? Changing your behaviors is tough. 20 it takes 28 days. But then after that 28 days, you still need 28 more days, and then 28 more days, and 28 more days. You guys, you got to keep going. You just can't stop. And if you need to stop, stop. But get back up on that thing, and you'll get there. You will get there. Look, again, you got a guy right here who's been through really something really horrible. I'm still not over it. I hate the holidays. I said in a post up here, hey, just be looking out for me, say good prayers. If you believe in God, please pray for me and just for his guidance because as soon as October, she loved, like, I have a double car garage and it's full of like Halloween and I'd set it up for her because she loved every holiday. And I haven't celebrated Halloween. Just the holidays hit different. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I don't like them, and it's because of the memory. And it's not. I mean, I'm sure this will also pass. This December will be 3 years. December
Mm.
2nd. The Lord took her December 2nd, 2020, and so this will be 3 years total that she's been gone. And I'm better. I don't break down as much. Again, my wins is huge. I started out at 42 waist, and my 36s are really, really big on me. I need to get some 34s, which is also huge too, right? But at the end of the day, guys, hold on to your why. Keep God first and listen to these people. This is family. Like Joe, I've never met him in person. There's going to come a day. that I'm going to
Yeah, we're
meet.
gonna get a
And
workout in one of these days.
I'm going to embrace this man and Brian and Mark. Look, I was having a bad day and not really thinking of suicide, but I did put a gun in my mouth. I don't know if I shared that with any. I think I shared it with Joe.
You did on our
Week after
discovery
she's
call when you
gone,
got signed up. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. After a week, we had a thing. It was her and I against the world, and that's what we lived in. Our home was where we were. If we were sitting in a restaurant, that was our home. Sitting on the beach, that was our home. And I just wanted to go home because she wasn't here. And I put my gun in my mouth. And it was a week after she died, and I knew then. And I still haven't opened up. Still in my gun safe. I haven't opened it. And I couldn't do it to my kids. The one thought that went through my mind, if I got to heaven, that was a big if. I didn't need her screaming at me. Why did I leave my kids, our kids, like that by themselves? And then I put it out, locked it away, went and got mental health, and then I found Joe a couple. So anyway, you got to keep moving that bus forward, and by whatever means necessary, lean on somebody. We're supposed to share our stories, but the world doesn't want us to do that, right? Because once we share our stories, and you never know, like I don't know where Joe's been, I don't know where Mark's been, I don't know where any of y'all have been. Because we don't really talk like that. And I live in Alabama. I live in Hartselle, Alabama. If you guys don't know what Hartselle, Alabama is, it's right by Huntsville, but it's North Alabama. Okay, and yeah, we're all over the place, right? But we're supposed to share our stories because you never know what someone is dealing with. Like before my wife died, I didn't understand why people hated holidays. I didn't. I mean, why? It's joyous, right? You're hanging out with your family and good things, and until I lost the best things that ever happened, right? And then now I understand. So it's not like I walk around grumpy. I don't do that. I'm just quiet about it, right? And I just you know, if I can hibernate from now until January, I would do that. But other than that, guys, keep moving forward. Don't stop. Um, eat your protein, guys. Really do that. And I make some very fantastic stuff. I found this, I love pizza. Pizza is like my thing.
Hold on,
And
pause
but
real quick. If you
yeah,
guys are not friends with Earl, go send him a friend request on Facebook. Like he posts so much of his recipes, his
I
meals,
do.
all look 10 out of 10 delicious. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Now I'm not a nutritionist, okay, but I've been doing this for a long time. Coach Joe and is it Katerina or Katrina? Who's
Katrina,
your
Katrina.
Katrina? She helped me a long way, but I've been doing this for a long time. I just didn't know how to do it healthy. But let me tell you something. Healthy food, okay, let me go there, does not have to be boring nor unflavorful. Like chicken and rice, I got tired. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Then I got asking, coach, and they sent me some recipes. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting it. Now I make them my own. But yeah, I found this pizza recipe, a flatbread recipe, I should say, a flatbread recipe made out of cottage cheese, um, eggs, and Parmesan cheese. You blend that joker up, throw it on a sheet tray, throw it in the oven, bake it up. It makes this cool flatbread.
Yeah.
Now I've also done zucchini that way now, and I've done broccoli that way. I haven't posted those, but anyway, then I get this low carb tomato sauce on there. I get turkey pepperoni, it's high in protein and healthy in fats and low in carbs and low moisture mozzarella cheese. I throw it in the oven. Oh my gosh, I'm having pizza again. And
Yeah.
it's not going to hurt me, right? It's got super high protein. I've done the pastas too with the protein pasta as well. Here's a little trick: if you cook your pasta and your rice in chicken stock or even bone broth, you're adding protein to it, and it's gonna help lower the glycemic index. Now you gotta do it the night before and let it cool down the next day, and then heat it up or throw it in your protein burritos. I'm making big protein burritos as well, low carb, but it helps lower that glycemic index. So the more protein you add to that rice, it's not going to spike anything for you in your insulin because that's what really controls all of us, our male health. So anyway, yeah. So friend me if you want, and yeah, we could talk about recipes and have some fun time. But either way, it doesn't have to be boring. I like flavor, right? But gotta be careful. Most of the seasonings, I don't know if you know this. I didn't know this until they talked about it here. Is going to have like if you get the store bought, pre-made, pre-mixed stuff, it's gonna have gluten in it and a lot of crap that you don't want to put in your body. So try to stick all natural if you can. But anyway, so that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Two things, man, real quick, Earl. One,
Yeah.
Mike said he's like, man, you got to post the recipe, and you do. You got it for the flatbread. Post that in the nutritional support group,
I
man.
will. Yeah.
It's fire. I always see you make that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Second, so Charlie Perry, he's on here right now. Charlie actually just got signed up last week. I'm gonna have my onboarding call with him. But the reason why I'm saying that
I
is
got you, Jeff. Sorry.
him and I, Charlie and I, we go to the same church, and my pastor always says this all the time: a problem shared is a problem cut in half. And every time I hear that, I think about you, Earl, because like you're just like an open vessel. Like, hey guys, this is my story. This is my testimony.
Yeah.
Like, take it or leave it. We all got skeletons in the closet. I'm just willing to open up the closet and show you guys mine to shine light. And I just
Yeah.
respect that because you're authentic, man. And that's very rare,
Yeah.
especially in today's society, brother.
That's true. And when I got saved, I've always been a real person. My parents raised me right. I was born in '72. And then my wife and I, she was 3 months older than me, but we always said, say what you mean and mean what lying, we don't like liars, my kids. Anyway, and I've always been, I believe when I got saved, I was an angry kid. And I don't know why I was angry. I was fit, but I was just always angry. And when I met her, I'm the product of her, right? And she was the product of me, right? We forged through life together, but it was only by open communication. And I believe any business, any friendship, any marriage, you got to be number one vulnerable. There's strength and vulnerability, guys. They tell us not to be vulnerable. If you want to have a great relationship, you got to be vulnerable. Who you got to be vulnerable with? Your wife first. All your scary thoughts that you think up there or whatever, and she's got to know about it because she's a helpmeet for a reason, right? She's supposed to help you through all these kind of things, and us versus them. Um, but you got to be vulnerable. And again, you don't know, and I said before, you don't know who's going through something. Like I met a guy in the gym probably about a month ago, and I was setting up all the dumbbells and stuff. So I was doing, I always say increase your weight. So I had like, I don't know, this time I think I was doing 30s, 35s, 40s, and 40s in either set. So I would stagger, you can do that pyramid, and the heaviest last. Guy was like, "Man, you're about to get after it." I'm like, "Well, I've been get after it for a while, but this is it's a struggle bus, right? I've been doing this for a while, but I really want to get past this." And I got up to 60, and that's what I did my tennis elbow, so I had to pull that back down. Now I got back up to 50 today, so I'm cool with that. Anyway, and this guy was obviously older than me. I said he was 64. His name was Mike, and I shared my story with him, and he just lost his wife 3 months ago. I didn't know this, and he didn't look like it. And he goes, and he starts crying. I'm like, you okay, man? I'm just like, just share. And he was like, man, you don't understand how much he blessed me. What are you talking about? He's got, he's got grandkids. They were married for like 60 years. I'm like, wow, I only have 30. And I said, look, man, keep going. Just make it one more step. You're doing great. Just make it one more step. And you just got in there, want to get fit, of course, and I want to be with his grandkids and great grandkids. So, yeah, guys, I think we need to be vulnerable, right? And that's okay. It doesn't mean we're weak, um, but anyway, so yeah, and thank you for that. I try to be authentic because, again, I only know how to do me, right? And I can't cheat on me. Integrity is doing something when someone is not watching, always doing it right. And
Yes.
yeah, you got to keep that. And also integrity is about that spoke, right? If it's broken, well, you got to fix that spoke. And like I had to find someone to help me fix my brain, and that's okay. Mental health's a thing nowadays. Especially now with kids losing their grandparents, losing their parents, losing, anybody. So mental health is a thing, and that's okay too. It doesn't mean you're weak, just means, hey, there's strength there, guys. So, hey, be vulnerable. Number one, be vulnerable to your wife. And number two, rise up, man, and be vulnerable with men, right? Because man, if we stick together, guys, we can do anything. I was like, I tell everybody, I'm a restaurant manager, and it's easier when you have a team digging a hole, right? But when you're digging a hole by yourself, that not only is that hole going to take a lot longer to dig, it's going to be harder, right? But when you do it together, it's easier, faster, and you achieve so much more when you do it together. So anyway, team it up, and hey, I'm here, friend me, whatever. But again, I failed something else. That. I wish I could say I'm perfect all the time. I'm not. There's days I look at myself in the mirror going, "What are you doing, knucklehead?" But I got to keep me real, right? And if I can't keep me real, then I can't keep anything real. So I check myself a lot.
Yeah.
I actually needed this today.
I was I needed it too. So once again, thank you and everybody on here, man. Like I said, it just can we just once again lastly give another round of applause for Earl? Like
Uh,
just pouring his heart out there, guys. And you guys heard it. You know, it's just inspirational to the max, man. And just thank you once again, Earl, for just being authentic, for being who you are,
yeah,
man.